All right. I'm sorry. I started the shits up. Let me see. Okay. Facebook, YouTube. Oh, let's see. And Twitch. Perfect. All right. Three, two.
Did my volume just disappear?
Yeah, I can't hear MGG at all.
Oh, is MGG talking? Oh yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
He just muted himself.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, still can't hear you.
Damn.
It
Sounds like
all
he can
started from
hear
a
us
clap.
though.
It's like when he
We're all
clapped
technical.
himself.
He clapped himself.
What are the chances that that
Technical
Now
difficulty.
you
Yeah,
can
right.
hear it?
I'm
This
assuming
is
he
why I
can hear us.
refuse
I'm gonna
to
put something in
believe.
the
I
chat.
think he can. Wait, MGG, can you nod your head? Can you hear us?
Oh
Yeah, he
shit.
can
Okay.
hear us. We can't hear him.
Oh.
Damn.
I think AIs and robots are like shit like this, bro. Handle just keeping the mic going. We not losing to no robots, man.
Physical form though, and I still think it's
I'm gonna leave and come back real quick because I gotta change some shit.
Ooh. And now they're leaving.
looks like it's just
Ooh.
us.
Favorite members of the podcast anyway.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Wait, pause. Why am I? Is it just me? Or wait, MGG, can you see Player 5's camera?
Yeah, I
See
can
the
see him.
camera. You can. Oh,
Mhm.
maybe it's me then. Because I'm seeing a camera is disabled due to slow internet connection. So,
Was that
Slow internet.
Gramps?
What's up?
no, I mean, like, I still hear Player 5. It's just the camera says I can't see Player 5's camera because it's disabled due to slow internet.
Is it me?
That's weird. That makes sense.
I can see me.
And I can see you too.
Yeah, I can see him, but his video is like very jumpy.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Mm.
Oh, matter of fact, now your video is way ahead of your voice.
That's weird. It's still kind of normal to me. Your video just a little choppy, but it's normal. Like you just look a little pixelated, but now you're fine to me.
Well,
Ooh, he know.
I think he's just gonna leave, come back.
yeah.
Well,
Damn, we were
all
literally
you folks on the
what
internet
happened. That's
for the
weird.
past 2 minutes have watched our technical difficulties. Continue to watch it.
Hey, yo.
we'll be back shortly.
Oh, there
All
it
right,
is.
good. It's good for me.
I was always good for mine.
That's what I'm saying. There was no issue for me, so I'll try to make sure for the other.
At least for me, he looks completely fine now. Like,
Okay.
you seen
Yeah.
that too?
Yeah, he's good. He's good for me now.
All right, Esther.
Yeah, y'all was tweaking, bro, but it's cool.
All right.
All right. What up, Blue King? 3, 2, 1. Fake clap. Let's try this one more time. Welcome to the Afrotaku podcast, episode 58, the podcast where we talk about anime, manga, and everything else. I'm Mr. Good Guy, aka MGG, and I'm joined here by my co-host who will introduce himself starting right now.
Did this motherfucker camera
Player
just...
5.
Oh. What's going on? This jugger.
What up? What up? What up? I am Gramps.
All right, let's jump right into the story time. And as usual, we're switching to anime questions for story time. So this anime question is, what is your favorite anime power system? So of all the anime you've watched, what power system have you enjoyed the most? Who wants to go first?
I think I'll start it off just
Okay.
because we kind of jumped into it a little bit earlier. I think I at this point like the Full Metal Alchemist. I guess Brotherhood or the other one probably doesn't really matter. I'm assuming it's the same for both of them.
Power system. Yeah.
But I think I enjoyed that power system the most because I feel like there's not a whole bunch of power of the friendship. Now I'm gonna get suddenly a whole lot more powerful type of bullshit that comes with it or whatever. I feel like if you have a nigga that's in a certain weight class in terms of his power, you're not gonna have this nigga that's like 2 tiers below him suddenly jump up to his level because of some power of the friendship bullshit. So I like how it basically stayed consistent with if some nigga is gonna be stronger than you, he's gonna be stronger than you 10 times out of 10.
That's a thought.
And I like how it's a gradual increase. It's not just some nigga is automatically god level and can never be touched. I like how there's a way to actually bring that nigga from being a god to bringing him down to somebody that can be beat, essentially. Instead of just saying, okay, now this random main character just suddenly became a god also, and now it's just god versus god type of bullshit.
That's true. I mean, their alchemy did feel more like a tool than a
Right.
I don't know, like a
It's
superpower, I
strategy,
guess.
long story short.
Yeah.
I guess oh, you want to go?
Sure. Yeah, I'll jump in. Um, I guess I'll say this is my favorite, but it's hard. I'm just gonna say it. Bleach. I really enjoyed that power system. Personally, for two reasons. I think I haven't been as invested in a power system as I have in Bleaches, where every moment I was very excited to see someone Shikai or Bankai. I think that the power system has its issues though, so I won't say it's perfect. It's just one that I enjoy the most because I think that they could have done a lot more building on like the people who had spells or whatever or specialized in keto. They kind of like talked about it, but they didn't really go super in depth as much as I think they could have. So I thought that was another avenue they could have explored more. But I enjoyed it, and I also had issues with how they rolled out the Bankais towards the end, because a lot of them just were like, "Hey, this nigga got a Bankai. What does it mean? I don't know. Just shit happens." But yeah, as far as hype and enjoyability, I think I haven't found a power system that I like as much as that. Hunter x Hunter and like Jujutsu Kaisen might be close seconds, but only my main issue with them is that they have a lot of niggas that pop up with really like weird or hard to understand powers that kind of just ruin the hype behind them. Like Knuckle in Hunter x Hunter, like when he was introduced, I was like, "What is his power again?" Like, so wait, he's hitting you, and then this thing show like it was just too much. So, but Bleach is mine.
Actually, first off, I want to piggyback off that, but it's just like a quick question. When you said Bleach, I mean, you kind of mentioned keto, but did you mean like overall, like powers introduced in Bleach, or were you talking about like kind of specifically Shikai and Bankai? Because one of the things that I thought, or like kind of pushed me off of the Bleach power system was just the whole Ryatsu pretty much being key, Dragon Ball Z, but they didn't really go as far into that as what they could have.
Yeah.
So I mean, were you talking more just about like Shikai, Bankai, and then just like developing their swords, or?
So initially I was focused on that, and then after you said that, I was like, well, I actually did like the other aspects too. So I would say it's really that answer was technically for the Shikai and Bankai specifically, but I really did enjoy like the added concept of like the hollow powers with the mask, even though that execution was poor in my mind. And I really like the Vizards too, like the fact that they gave them their own little power system. Like the full brings, I have an issue with it just because it just seemed really random. But I think Kubo did a good job of like creating these interesting power systems for each of the characters that you really could get into. Like there was moments I was hyped for Uryu, like when Uryu's dad showed up and was using that shit. Like he pulled out his arrow and shot that, like I think it was like a hollow or something, like with ease. I was like, damn, now I kind of want to know what the Quincy's got going on. Like there was stuff like that. So I appreciated it holistically. I felt like I was really hyped most times outside of the few fillery ones like the bounce, fuck them, who knows, and then the full bringers, which also I felt like filler, even though it's canon to the manga.
Oh, damn. Oh yeah, there was a lot of power systems in Bleach. Then I've completely forgot about Quincy's and just Visors just that fast too. But anyway, my favorite is just going to be Hunter x Hunter. As far as the bad things about it, MGG, like as you mentioned, there are like definitely a couple weird-ish. But the biggest reason why I like it is just because of how, at least in my opinion, reasonably applicable the Nin system in general is throughout the show. They pretty much continuously build up Nin, and it never, like as soon as it's introduced, almost like hockey in One Piece, it's like that's what matters, and like the more of it you have, the more applicable you have it, and the strats you apply with it, the better you are pretty much like as a hunter in the first place. And then as far as the whole wheel, as far as to like enhancer, manipulator, etc., etc. They haven't really gotten into that, but they have touched into it, and I'm hoping a little bit later they further go along as far as to why these correlations to each other matter, minus what they've already done so far. But it's I don't know. Like, Nin just seems like, how to really describe it. Like, Nin seems like the perfect practical way to use the original like OG power system in my head, which is like DBZ, just with key. And but they never really. I mean, like everyone here watches DBZ and knows like kind of how BS really key is as far as like the show in general. And I think that in a sense, Nin kind of applied to what could have been more explained throughout DBZ, in my opinion. But that's kind of another discussion. But I think overall, Nin actually works pretty well as far as explanations to a person being so strong goes. I think Nin does it reasonably well, minus the random powers. But
Yeah, I will say that I agree on that one for Nan because you definitely have niggas, but how strong you can become is purely based on how creative the nigga can get with that
Yep.
power. Like
right.
for example, your boy Killua or whatever. Anybody else, if they would have done what Killua did in order to power himself up using Nan, that niggas would have instantly been dead. So I like how it's all based on your specific self and how you apply that power to become
Yep.
more powerful.
Even if you look like at characters like Biscuit, it's the same thing. Her actual Nen ability is pretty trash, like in terms of fighting, but she's one of the strongest characters in the series, like based off of her talent and ability. Like, so I do like that where the gotcha moments of Nen, where it feels like if you walk into a fight blind, even as the strongest nigga, you can still get got if you're not paying attention to someone's Nen ability, right? Like it gives you that kind of even playing feel where it really is more of a matter of you than it is of your Nen ability. Because niggas with broken Nen abilities can still get got. Like look at the dude with the smoke clouds. He put in so much work, and there were so many other people with I would consider better Nen abilities, but he was able to do most of the work in the Chimera Ant's heart just based off his stamina and his knowledge, battle experience alone.
Real talk, like a good fight that explains that too is Hisoka versus that buddy that made clones of himself, and they were like explaining, like kind of like when Nin was first kind of being introduced in that sense. That was like a really good fight to show that, bro, you need strats with your Nin to do anything to be a good fighter. And I was like, all right, that was
right.
And granted, Hisoka's just an effing monster, but anyway.
With some gum, bro. But then,
with some gum.
I'll say I enjoy Nin too. It would have been one of my favorites, but y'all already took it, so it's cool.
You can add more respect on it if you want.
I mean, y'all put all the respect on it. You need, I think that it would have been my favorite soft power system, but I don't even know. I would consider it a weird combination of a hard power system and a soft power system, but. I think my favorite, since that is taken, I'm gonna have to go with Demon Slayer. Although I hate the anime and it's kind of mid and niggas overhype it. The power system is really cool, and because there is really no like hard definitions for it, you can have lesser.
Oh, did he break up for you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is he coming back? Wait.
I think so.
All right.
Am I back yet?
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard.
It looks like you're back now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back because my shit started tweaking. I know I'm gone.
I'm glad he noticed because niggas usually just be going and going.
Yeah, so like just real quick, like I was saying, I like that it allows weaker characters to shine in high level moments without making them feel like they on the same level as a high level person. Like in Black Clover, when that happens, you're basically like, well,
Up.
That sucks.
It happened again.
I'm gone, right? Am I back?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you freezing on us, bro.
I'm gonna type favorite. I'm gonna restart my computer and come back.
All right.
All right.
Let's see what he say. Oh, Naruto.
Word?
Okay.
Wait, what?
I'll read out his.
Yeah, for the audience. Wait, did he really?
Yeah, I can't wait. I
I
can't
didn't
wait to
get
hear
his
this.
follow-up message,
Awesome.
but
So where was he going with that?
yeah, I
I
am
can't
very
wait to hear
curious.
this.
I mean, I think it's valid as a power system, not how it was executed. Well, like I mean, it had its flaws in execution, but as a power system, you can't say it wasn't. It was bad.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll read some comments while we're waiting. So
They just
Blue King says, or Black Clover, where a scrub can beat a demigod tier villain like Magno with the Soul Chain Deathmatch. That's pretty dope. In the Black Clover world, I could be born with low mana and seemingly lame magic type and still grind my way into being dope. Yeah, I do agree with that. My issue with the power system was that I just felt like it, especially now knowing that we're nearing the end, didn't really mature enough to me. Like the spells and everything, like they didn't spend enough time
with the magic
explaining the laws of their power system. It was kind of like this exists and like it works. And we're just like, oh, okay. You know, it seemed like it was used more as a plot device sometimes than it was as a real power system. Like the source of these power-ups never really got explained. Yeah, some people train to get ultimate magic and stuff, but other things like new spells, I felt like just kind of came as ass pulls more than like where it was kind of based or rooted in the power. Yeah. No. All right, we're ready to hear Naruto, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hopefully my stuff is good, but I like Naruto. I think despite the bullshit the anime put me through, I think it's a solid, like, hard power system. They define exactly how it works, how you get what's weak against what. I think it's pretty orderly. It's really good for, like, if you want to theory craft on your own. Allows the fandom to do that because you know what makes us together, make what and what's possible. I think they made a really good power system. One that people is enough for us to make a whole new series and our will keep going because nobody give a fuck about the world no more. We realize don't give a fuck about the characters. They're all destined for greatness. Back to Naruto 4 is to see the power system at work. That's what I think is.
That's fair. I agree with you. It's kind of aligns with what I was saying about Bleach, where like it's a good power system, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its flaws. You know what I mean? Well, with how the author decided to execute on it. But no, I get you. I mean, we got clans, all types of shit from the Naruto power system. And it's part of the reason why we hate it today, or why it had its flaws, because it never got the development we wanted from it. But all right, any other closing?
Go ahead.
Well,
I was just gonna make an extra remark and say that it definitely leaves you wanting to see how much variety you could have gotten from all of the other villages, because you already see how much variety in terms of powers that you have just from the Hidden Leaf Village. And it makes you wonder, what's all the other craziness that you can find within all of these other villages?
Right. And from the author, from the writing standpoint, it really opens it up because he can create all types of BS if he really wanted to, and you wouldn't find it as odd as a reader because you're just like, oh, you can just say this is another clan we never knew about, right? Like we barely know what, like you said, what the other villages are actually doing. So he could make like 20 different fucking clans in the hidden cloud village, and we would be like, oh, okay, sure.
Right. Yeah. And then they got like the Naruto world is solid, and I think the reason it mattered because of the power system and not like history or anything like that. Like, don't nobody know the history of Naruto world like that.
No, that's actually a very strong point. Like, that is why we're curious about these other worlds, because you're just like, and that was the same thing with Bleach and the Shikais and Bankais for me. It's like, that's what opened up interest into another character. Is like, oh, I want to see what this nigga got, and I want to see how this is gonna evolve into something else. So, I hear you.
Yeah, they names now, but the guys, with the mask,
the Miss Swordsman.
No.
Oh, and Bleach. Oh.
Symbol?
The Vizards, yeah. The Vizards.
That Lark.
Bleach was cool, man. Fuck that dude, Kubo, bro.
I heard half of what you said, and it ended. It sounded like you said Bobo at the
No, don't mention that.
That's what I call. I heard Bobo. I said what? They did have a good power system too. Them nose hair magics.
Oh yeah, okay.
The power system is what
Yo.
I mean, it's for Ron. I guess that's where One Piece is going. Fuck.
Oh.
Niggas are super salty about this.
Now you guys know how I feel about Sanji. This is where I be at. This is where I be at. The Jugga just like I was like, oh, now he gets the Sanji hate now. That's why I hate Sanji. But yeah. Any closing comments on the power system stuff? Going once, going twice. All right. On to some decent news. So first up, the Boys trailer dropped. What are we thinking? Season 3.
So that was one thing that stuck out to me, and I don't know if I'm gonna be a fan of it. And it was when they kind of give us a brief look at when I don't know the nigga's name, the British character. He basically gets some type of serum where he can now get, temporary superpowers.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That shit kind of reminded me of that Black Lightning or whatever, how they have the little vials or whatever. They can get a temporary power boost to be able to fight other supers and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, so we're basically turning this into like a superhero versus superhero show for the most part. It seems like it's no longer going to be okay. We have these regular humans trying to come up with these extremely complicated schemes to take down these godlike beings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's on some Attack on Titan shit where Eren basically turned into a Titan for the first time. That's the type of vibes that I'm getting when I dropped Attack on Titan.
Yeah. In my mind, I hear you on that. I would say one, it's not surprising to me because I felt like they've been building it for the past 2 seasons with all these experiments and giving random people powers. Yeah. But two, if I remember correctly, I didn't read a lot of the comic, but I read pieces of it. I felt like it was a little bit more core to the story. I could be wrong though, where they were using this serum, like in the chapters I read, they used it a couple of times. Like it was part of their little superhero team group or whatever. But I see them using it in the series, but I see it being a struggle for Butcher because his morality is going to be against wanting to use that, in my mind. That's what I think. But do I think they'll eventually come around to using it, or maybe someone else will? Probably. But I can see why.
Don't they kind of hint at us? Don't they kind of hint at him using some type of power though? Or did I missee that shit?
I don't remember. You could have.
No, he uses laser eyes for like a couple clips.
So yeah, there you go. So yeah, so we know he's gonna use it then. But I do think it's gonna be more of a moral battle for him to use it than just like, oh hey, now I can even the playing field. I'm just gonna keep taking this like superhero drug all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I liked I didn't pay that much attention to the trailer, but I knew it was going to be good regardless. We seasoned a couple of good things at the end of last season. And I'm seeing that they're hinting at going in a direction that I remember for the comics that I thought they were going to skip over, which is the hero orgy. I think they might either wink at it or hint at it in this next season. But yeah, there's like this. There's a hero orgy that happens. That's about all I can say. But that gives you more 90% of what you need to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was an interesting scene. Regardless, I was always going to be hyped for season 3, anyways. I just felt like it took too long to come back around. But that's how Amazon like to play. So.
Oh, and I just wanted to point out one more thing at how great of an actor Buddy who played Homelander is, because you can generally see like the fucking craziness in this man's in his face as a character. I'm like, yo, he's legit.
Yeah.
I can literally, I'm convinced that he's a complete dickhead in real life, just based on how good he's playing that character.
Yeah, Jugga got the news.
Wait, what was
Jugga got the news.
He
Somebody was
beat
trying to
up
fight
somebody in a bar. Yeah.
Right. That bar fight, and like how Buddy literally was like, "Do you not know who the fuck I am?" It was like, bro, this is literally Homelander. This is like real life. It was great. But nah, dude, like homie is like engrossed in his role. I completely.
Oh yeah.
100%. But it comes out well. Fuck. But I'm just curious because like the cliffhanger for me was just, whenever a season ends with a cliffhanger, like you pretty much got me to at least like figure out like what's going on. And it's like I still can't figure out or even make sense as to whoever it is, blowing people up via their mind. Because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I'm still trying to like process who was about this, and like nothing lined up. So I hope they answer it this season. Fuck.
Was it the politician chick?
Yeah, it's the politician chick. She worked for Vought.
Yeah, that was like right at the end. Yeah, because dude started interning under her or some shit, right? Working for her office.
I know I got to rewatch the whole second season in all honesty because I forgot a lot of stuff.
That's crazy.
That's why you can't blitz through these shows. You can, even if they drop it all, you got to take it 1 week at a time, man.
I've literally been thinking about that the entire time. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. No. But it's also been a minute too. So I hear that.
But with the boys trailer, I just don't think it's as good as it was before. Because I think that the main reason people like the boys is for the shock value. Mm-hmm. And I think the shock value is disappearing. I don't think they're going to be able to recreate that magic. I'd like to say to Gramps real quick, shame on you for dropping the greatest anime possibly of all time. You should finish Attack on Titan, good sir. I don't think they're going to be able to keep the magic going. I expect a flop. If it's not a flop, I'll be happy though.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Herogasm or the Hero Orgy is going to be one of those shock value moments if they get to it. But also, I still think there's potential for some other shock value shit there because it's in the nature of the way Amazon is writing the show. It's like you got to have some weird gore, some funny gore scenes. Like I think it'll still be there. To me, the racist superhero thing was totally like left field to me, and then like the murdering all those people in that building. So I think there's things they could do to pull it in, and remember we're global too, so they can always bring out a random hero from another country or random dude from somewhere else. I think, and then do some shit there. So, but I hear you. I definitely see that point of a lot of people coming to it for the shock value aspect.
Even with last season, there's like still a few scenes that I remember just being effing ridiculous. They drove a boat through like a whale, right? It was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen that before. Like, period. It's like, who the does this in TV or movies? And then what was the other thing? Buddy getting choked out by like a effing 20-foot penis. That's I don't know about you.
I forgot.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I do not remember this.
They were like trying to there was like a bunch of heroes at like a site or something.
Okay, I got you. You choked him with a dildo. Is that what it was?
That wasn't a dildo.
No, that was a penis,
bro.
Oh,
he was like elongating, like his dick.
Yeah.
Come out. I was like, damn. Okay.
What a horrible way to go.
Oh yeah. I'm glad I don't remember this scene.
Yeah, I low-key forgot it, bro.
I was the only one traumatized. Fuck.
Oh wow.
I'm sure there's gonna be clips like that. That's just like the boys. So there's gonna be like scenes like that too. That's gonna be like memeable, giftable, whatever. So.
Oh, and don't forget about Black Noir. He ain't dead, right? So that nigga's on some other shit.
That nigga allergic to peanuts, bro. I'm done with the fear.
Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to my boy Black Noir. Stop it. You gonna add him?
Milk on this nigga.
You gonna add him to the list for the discussion later?
Garbo. Give me some almond
Niggas
milk.
say gonna come over here like you look thirsty, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's over with. This nigga allergic to almonds, bro. Get out of here.
Stop.
Superheroes can't have allergies. You petty.
Hey man.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be a superhero and be allergic to something, make it something like kryptonite. Something a regular nigga can't get. I can go and get your kryptonite, bro. It's over with.
No.
Yeah, but you still gotta make the nigga drink it.
No, I splash him with it. Bow, right in the face. He gets over with. He
said
goes down.
splash him.
You think that's how it works, huh?
Yeah, that dude crazy allergic. He can't even touch peanuts.
Okay, bro. Okay.
Some comments from the chat. He was really good in that show, Banshee 2. And then Luke King. This is all from Luke King. Agreed, Player 5. I'm digging Vox Machina on Amazon more than The Boys, to be honest. And then last, you can't be a hero if honey bunches of oats will take you out.
Right, bro?
Doing that same shit as you.
Oh,
I'm done with y'all niggas.
Y'all tripping to him, bro. Cannot.
Y'all tripping.
But I do want to put some more respect on Legend of Vox Machina while I'm here. It's better than The Boys season 3. I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. Wow.
And if I'm wrong,
hey, are you using your Goofy saver? Yeah. Oh, you're not even going to use your Goofy
saver.
Oh, I thought you used that shit already. I could have sworn you used that shit already.
Never. I ain't do nothing all year, bro. Nothing. But you know what I did do? Predict that nigga Julius was tweaking. Give me
some look loose. Anything else on the Boys trailer? All right. She-Hulk trailer. Thoughts?
Smash.
Really?
Smash.
I mean, not the smash parts, but we thought that the trailer was good. I expected it to play up the laughs a little more, to be honest.
I mean, I don't really care about the plot. I just want to see some thick She-Hulk. That's all I'm saying.
I'm talking 9 foot.
Snoo.
Green chick. Smash.
Snoo all day.
But now that we have noted this,
right? I mean, I'm like y'all really gonna go in on this this green beauty right here.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? Green light.
Have you never played Mass Effect? Them blue chicks be.
Yeah, I leave the blue chicks alone. They too weird. They be talking about too much shit, bro.
But this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say what needs to be said. Them graphics looking real. Oh boy.
Yes. somebody said it.
These Disney stocks cost too much money for y'all to be giving me 2,000 graphics.
Yeah, it's true. They really was playing.
Hey, bro, inflation. Shit is getting too expensive.
Right.
For Disney?
Not hearing that shit, bro.
Okay.
They say, bro, we need more profits.
0.00% holder. I
demand a better graphic.
They called the animation team from like the 1970s Incredible Hulk series. Yeah, I don't know if anybody ever saw that with Lou Ferrigno in it. They say, hey, we got y'all. We finna lock y'all in on this She-Hulk TV series, bro. Them niggas too old to type now.
They're too old.
They got
that shit from like Central America. Like, bro, we just gotta get some cheap.
Some nigga
they outsourced it.
The niggas went on Fiverr and got that shit done.
That shit.
Right. That's too much.
They put out a motherfucking Craigslist.
Yeah. I mean, in general, though, minus the graphics, I just thought it looked a little. Wow. I was saying, I don't know. I mean, it was just a trailer, obviously, but it didn't really spark nothing for me, to be honest. It was just like, meh. I mean, there's nothing that really caught my attention like that. So maybe it'll show out, but the trailer didn't do it for me. So we'll see.
That's how I feel. I honestly don't know what the draw is yet. Like I said, I expected to lead that trailer feeling like I kind of was getting a sense of the show, and I expect it to be funnier. Not having read that many She-Hulk comics, just knowing that she breaks the fourth wall a lot, and maybe seeing her like once or twice, I assumed she was a funnier character. But it seems like it's more some side jokes here and there, and like more like an action movie, which I don't know if it's gonna land that well for me.
I think it's supposed to be like one of them law TV shows, kind of how it's like, oh, you got a week to week, or maybe like a 2-episode case type deal, and she's gonna be like whooping niggas' asses and solving cases, and then like every other episode is supposed to be different.
A Jessica Jones style type shit.
My
thought.
yeah. Said this
Trailer was not good at giving us an idea
from the story,
but what I do like is that
MCU has in the whole
for the entirety.
He's been like the song.
Yeah,
MCU, and I hope that they don't do that with She-Hulk.
I hope that we get the
niggas up
that we wanted to see that we didn't get.
I pray
they finna make I think Player 5 is I think Player 5 is gonna love this shit because they're gonna make it into a rom-com, and you're gonna be all for it. They're gonna make this shit into a rom-com. She's just gonna be a swole ass green chick.
I'm not gonna be for it because they hold my boy Hulk. I had to watch that dude get
mixed in the first 5 minutes of
Infinity. Beat that man
up so bad he said, "No, I'm not fighting no more."
Never came back.
A day we never see him again.
Like
never. That nigga Iron Man had to get his own suit. That is true. Niggas who have always throughout the history, who are throughout all of history, every time we've seen the Hulk, we like, yes, that nigga finna come and do damage. That's the main reason that we love the Hulk. And for him to get bitched and just say, nah, I'm cool. And he over here trying to play father figure or whatever the fuck he was doing to the She-Hulk. I'm like,
it's her responsibility to give hands.
Bro, do we go a single episode without you throwing disrespect on Rock Lee?
That nigga deserve it.
I feel like you're hurt. I feel like you're hurt about Rock Lee.
Because I too was fooled. Rock Lee was a character ass nigga. It used to be me.
Ooh. Oh my god. Oh
man, I can't wait until we get to the segment later on in this episode.
Oh yeah. but yeah, no. As far as She-Hulk goes, I'm keeping my eyes open. But based off how Moon Knight's rollout was, I'm expecting less from it than I did from Moon Knight right now where we stand. I'm not gonna go in with too many of my hopes up. And Moon Knight even disappointed me, but we'll talk about that in a second. With how I felt like some of that stuff was executed. But any other closing comments on She-Hulk?
Yeah, I give my spec. I'm gonna say She-Hulk is at least decent plus. At least decent plus. I think it's gonna end at least there or better.
Because Disney not gonna let it fall behind that.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let it flop worse than that. Eternals did it though, but they not gonna let a fun character flop like that. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it might be lining up in orders of importance. Like, I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised from this one. But if this one is their first kind of L, I would say, or low point, I'm not going to be hyped for Miss Marvel because I have no investment in Miss Marvel whatsoever. The past two, I didn't have any investment in Moon Knight, but the trailer got me interested, and some of the stuff I learned about him got me interested in watching the show. She-Hulk, I'm interested from the Hulk perspective, and I really like the Hulk rogue gallery / family of people like She-Hulk, Abomination. I like all those types of characters, so I was like, I'm giving that a chance. But Miss Marvel, I don't have zero investment in her character or the show.
It's gonna be the first Disney Plus flop, bro. Ain't nobody watching that shit.
I'm not putting much strength on that one. But yeah, on the Moon Knight series review, how'd you feel about it? For folks who watched it,
Can I say that my nigga Isaac 8?
Oh, bro, he's dope. It wasn't until them like last 3 episodes where you really like get the fact like, oh wait, this nigga is playing 2 different humans, and it really feels like he's playing. Yeah, like they genuinely feel like different people, bro.
Bro,
yeah, he ate. You right. You right on that one. He ate for real.
I don't know what they gonna give him. They gotta give him something.
I feel like that's Emmy worthy, bro. That performance was cold. The show itself was very like I feel like they basically were like, okay, the way I watch these Disney shows, besides maybe WandaVision and Loki, and even Loki, you could argue, is they take some movie genre and then they basically just turn that into episodic. So for me, this felt like an Indiana Jones or like the Mummy type of movie where it's just like ancient exploration in Egyptian tomb. It gave that whole feel from beginning to end. And I wasn't against it. I just thought the ending fell a little flat because they were just, I guess they were trying to set it up for doing something else. But I felt like I really wanted to see the third personality come out in some way, shape, or form. And I felt like it was a harder sell to explain how he was able to kind of escape the little death area without that third personality really being like talked to, because that seemed like that's a part of his character that he needs to explore in order to be whole and to truly judge his soul. But they left that shit out. So I was like, okay, that disappointed me. I like that the girl got powers. I was like, you playing around, you need to go ahead and accept this hippo lady's blessing, bro. Like stop having around. But the powers themselves were kind of lackluster to me. It felt very like they reused Captain Falcon's suit for an episode. Like they were just like, oh, let's just take some of the animation scenes that we know from that and like give it to this chick for a little bit. Yeah. But other than those 2 things towards the end, I thought that the show itself was decent.
My thoughts on the show, I don't know shit about Moon Knight.
Besides video game ones. I like it. I like the changes they made
to it. I know some actual Moon Knight fans
that were upset with. Look, bro,
nobody knew this
thing.
Again, point out.
Oscar Man 8, give
him some type of award.
Things. I think the biggest
issue is that the MCU,
while
they play, no matter how far,
they still come back to this. MCU has to have a big ass action scene at the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? At the end of
every movie and every show.
Like,
bro, this show did not feel like
2 kaiju niggas boxing in the middle of the Sahara Desert. It didn't feel like it should.
Right.
But it ended with 2 fucking kaijus boxing on the fucking pyramids. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, yeah, this is a huge departure and clearly something that they was like, look, nigga, if this gonna be in the MCU, bro, I don't give no fuck what you do from episode 1 through 5. But 6, niggas gotta be brawling. Here go 100 million, put it on the seat. Like, I feel like that's just what they say, and it's kind of crazy because it kind of ruins some stories. Like,
yeah,
why did this happen?
Oh yeah, no, that is what made it feel movie like to me. Like that big kaiju battle at the end was like, oh, you guys really went like the Mummy route. Like it felt like that action movie payoff, and not like it fit for the actual series. Like, because I thought the episodes where he was like in the psych ward and kind of battling what was real and what wasn't was like beautiful as far as like giving us a backstory on his character, really showcasing Oscar Isaac as an actor, like, and him having to play all those different characters and interact with each other. I really enjoyed those last 2 episodes, but that final fight just was like a really odd payoff to all of that and really fucking random. I felt like it just didn't fit. Like you said, it felt like they were just like kind of forced to put it in there, and it didn't really match with the story.
And the thing I hate about it is that, so my boy Khonshu sacrificed himself to move the sky so that we could find out where this nigga was at, right? He did all that. But it's like, bro, if this entire time you could have turned to a giant kaiju nigga and just killed this nigga Harrow, why don't you die for that, fool? You know what I'm saying? And if all it takes is a loose Indiana Jones bitch to go in, break you out, and bam, you free?
Yeah.
What are we doing here, bro?
Right.
What are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, And that's the issue, that this giant kaiju battle actually undermines the entire story. And it's just like, if I gave more of a fuck, this would have been like, yo, this is a shitty way to end a movie. I'm upset. But I'm like, man, I like the rest. It's cool.
Right. Yeah, I think it ended up netting it out to a mid for me with that. Because it was like, if it wasn't that at the end, and then like even nodding at I'm assuming this is Jake, but like the third personality coming out at that final fight, but still basically it being off screen. So like you basically defeated author hero off screen, was just like, so like you're trying to give us a season 2. I see that, but like you could have just had us talk to that. They could even just open the tomb. He could have just gone wild, and we could be like, okay, there's another nigga there. Let's keep it moving. But it's just was like, y'all could have developed that there. There was enough room to develop this third personality and still continue it in the second season. But instead, they were just like action movie priorities. Yeah. I don't know.
I'll say my one last thing I gotta say about this. I think that them trying to sell this nigga for a second season was a bad idea. They should have just introduced us to Jake, because the thing that people gonna like about Moon Knight has nothing to do with this character. It's this nigga Oscar Isaac acting. So I think that what they should do is put this man in other shows. I want to see this man interact with people. Like, are y'all gonna think he tweaking like I think he tweaking? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see another solo Moon Knight. Put that man with somebody. Moon Knight and the Punisher.
Ooh, that shit would be lit. And that would piss the Punisher the fuck off. Yo, you would hate that nigga, bro. That shit would be good, though. Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Once again, I just, like, and even the chick that, I know that the actress that played his love interest or whatever, she was in another show I watched called Rami. So I was happy to see her get a look. But, like, a lot of the scenes there felt very, like, forced. Like, I feel like we as an audience are, like, too mature for some of the plot points that people consistently use. Like, for example, when she was running away and then Arthur comes from, like, across and starts trying to talk about her father. I'm like, bitch, just keep it moving. Like, I'm not going to stop and listen to this dude that I know is clearly evil explain my father's backstory to me and, like, get in my head. Like, okay, hey, I see you. I'm going to keep walking my way. But I felt like they forced, that was like the movie storytelling stuff where I was just like, I get y'all trying to move the plot forward and create this conflict between her and Oscar, but like, she could just be a badass female and this stuff could be explored in a later season or just not important now, because it came out and then it was really like he died afterwards and then it really didn't matter when he came back from death anyway. So it was like, oh, okay, so this happened. Like, but no, I totally agree. Oscar Isaac lit for me. The show itself, probably like a decent plus. If it wasn't, it would have been a decent as hell. But if it wasn't for that, like the way it landed, it's just decent plus for me. I can't say it was bad. It's definitely a good watch. I would recommend it to people who had, like, you know, they're looking for something to watch. But I wouldn't say it's a like drop everything and go see Moon Knight now type of show.
I think it'd be a great show for people that don't watch the MC. That shit, like, not really connected, bro. Like,
yeah,
just watch it as a show.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't connect nothing about the MCU verse as far as the y'all can tell. Like, as far as anything else, excluding Moon Knight.
There's probably nods to other stuff, but I don't think there's anything like directly where I was watching it. I felt like I needed to watch any of the other series to understand moments in that show. It all made sense.
I mean, as far as like, you know, like any routes that you see, they're going to flow with connecting other like characters in the MCU, worlds in the MCU, etc. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I don't know. To
lean towards any way like that.
To me, I just found it odd that they had a giant kaiju battle, as Player 5 says, in Egypt, and it didn't flag to any of the other like characters in the universe. I mean, I'm sure they're all busy doing stuff, so to speak, but it's like the way they ended it makes it hard for you to believe that Moon Knight is just like this character nobody knows about. I mean, like literally giant kaiju battle in Egypt. Like, maybe that's how they'll connect him to other characters, but I just found that a little weird.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear
Okay,
you.
well, I
For
don't know
me,
if my
your
video
screen is
going over,
frozen.
but
It's-
I don't think it connected to the MCU, and I think what we're supposed to believe is that nobody else can see that shit. Like nobody saw those kaiju. I think that niggas just saw shit moving, and only niggas with the magic can see those kaiju ass niggas.
Oh, okay. So Doctor Strange knows, and that's
Yeah,
about
Doctor
it.
Strange gonna come back like y'all niggas gotta go, bro. The expectation is that if you not magically inclined, you're basically just like, yeah, that was a
Over.
weird day, huh?
That was weird.
Got it.
All right.
But yeah, Liu Kang says I could go for Oscar Isaacs interacting with Punisher or Daredevil for sure. I agree with that. And Red Pack Gamer says the CGI was dope. I agree with that too. I think it was pretty good. For the side outside of the once again giant kaiju battle, I thought the CGI for other stuff was decent. And they even Disney gave them some room to get a little violent. There was a couple of scenes like when they first pulled up in Egypt. He was fighting some people like in the Moon Knight suit, and he got pretty aggressive, like on a horse battle or some shit like that. There were some gory scenes that I didn't expect would get there. Were they super gory? No, but he got down, is what I'll say. And I loved what's dude name? The Moon Knight in a suit. I forget what his nickname is, but that guy was pretty
Steven,
funny.
Mr. Knight.
Yeah, Mr. Knight. I appreciated that scene. But yeah, that's all I had on Moon Knight. Anything else? Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Doctor Strange 2, for those who watched it, I'm out. Yeah.
Wait, what's up?
He said if he was lagging.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is, I think. But yeah, Doc Strange 2 was. I saw the record like out of the Marvel I've been just out of like the Marvel news / like caught up with all the shows, even like the most recent movies minus Doc Strange. So as far as like me coming like back into the mix with Doc Strange 2, definitely felt good. As far as like the multiverse movie goes. In general, I thought it was a very pleasing movie, to say the least. There were a couple issues that definitely stuck with me, and in P5, if you saw it, hopefully you feel the same, or if not, we can talk about it. But the biggest thing that actually got me was, first off, it's super spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but the way Illuminati underestimated Scarlet Witch bothered me. Did it do the same for you? Like, I mean, like that's the best way I could put it, because it's like, bro, they literally brushed it off as like a non-threat, non-idea, needs to move over. Like it wasn't even a thought. Like they like literally Doc Strange rolled up and said, "Bro, we need to do something about Scarlet Witch." They was like, "Bro, I'm worried about you. Scarlet Witch is a non-issue. Don't worry about that." And then what ended up happening? Solo Dolo, the whole squad. I was like, "God damn." I mean, like they put so much hype on Scarlet Witch, which is well deserved. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, bro, how are you gonna play her down so hard and then come up with like literally zero smoke? Like really? But that was like probably the biggest thing that got me in the whole movie. So I mean, play 5. You hear me?
How bad I'm lagging or whatever, but I agree.
I think that
stupid. But to be fair, in their universe, Scarlet Witch was kind of
regular.
So
they probably thinking,
man, we some Sokovia
lizard chick, like,
and they found no joke.
in a very gruesome way.
No,
That
Reed Richards have to be the dumbest Reed Richards in the
universe.
universe.
Or, you know, or like
The smartest nigga in Marvel, bro. And that nigga was like, "Hey, yo,
Scarlet Witch, our nigga could kill you with his mouth." Why would you say that?
Yo, that was wild, bro.
Say that. And then she takes away his mouth, and they're like, I'd have looked at Reed like, nigga. Like, why would you say that? It make no sense, bro. But she bodied them niggas' heads to the fucking toe. Oh God, I thought you was
Scarlet Witch was like a real one in the entire effing movie, bro. I mean, like it was honestly ridiculous. Like even I forgot like how broken she was until like this movie. This whole movie literally said, "Don't f with Scarlet Witch. You don't want the smoke." Like every scene, even at the very end, like Doc Strange couldn't beat her. Even at the very end, Homegirl says she couldn't beat her. She had to beat herself into submission to actually end the movie off because she was that broken. Just like fuck, like this was literally just a Scarlet Witch movie just showing out. It was.
I'd like to point out,
bro, real talk.
Every movie Doctor Strange is in, and I love his nigga. He's one of my favorite characters. Niggas stay going against niggas he can't beat, and just gotta figure out a way to beat that nigga in a weird ass way. Like he lost to Dormammu. Thanos lost to Scarlet Witch. That nigga was like, bro, I'm not here to take a L. Like I'm not figure out a way
for you to beat yourself, bro. Like,
man. Shout out to my
nigga. Even do Rock Lee, Doctor Strange stay losing, boy.
Third time, bro. All right. What would y'all rate it?
Okay.
I hate horror movies,
and
so it gets knocked down for
me.
Kinda
would have been
a solid low high tier
movie.
I gotta put it in a solid mid Marvel movie.
Wow.
Make or break my day.
Spoilers, nothing like. If you watch the trailer, you kind of
know what you're in for. That's the movie.
Yeah, it was
a movie.
It happened.
It was. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the actually cool things as far as the highlights go was the music battle. That was actually pretty effing legit. Like how homie literally started using like musical notes as like tools to just like f people up with. I thought that was real interesting. And at first I thought they were just gonna do like that one attack with it, and they ended up making a whole battle with it as far as like the defense and offense actually controlling the music to go along with the fight too. I thought that was really cool and like really nicely done. I don't think I've really ever seen something like that, minus like maybe like a couple of anime out there. But I thought that was actually like really interesting how they did that take on it. But in any case, minus like a couple cool things here and there. I kind of agree with P5. I mean, like I said, it's been a minute since I've been like checking out like Marvel movies and like that. But I mean, like, from what I recall, even from like a couple shows out there, I feel like the best I could probably get it would be like a decent plus or decent as hell minus, maybe, because of like a couple pluses there. But if I had to pick, probably honestly probably decent. No, probably decent as hell minus. Like the respect they gave on Scarlet Witch and how she showed out. I mean, like one. Like Homegirl Psycho. Like I said at the very beginning, I was with a couple people, my coworkers watching the movie, and I literally like as soon as it started, I was like, "Damn, this whole movie could be prevented if they just gave her some therapy." If we being honest, it's like she really just needs help.
Maybe
like
some
all
Xanax.
This was just to get like.
I've been saying that shit since WandaVision.
I mean, real talk. Like she's like she's just too broken. Like she honestly just needs that help for the sake of like the entire planet. And I'm just like, wow. Bro. Like all Doc Strange needed to do was just be like, bro, let's just give you like a nice therapist. Let's just talk this out. I mean, she wasn't gonna go for it, but I don't know, like some kind of spell that gives you therapy or something. I mean, there's such a huge world of magic out there. Like honestly, like there was like
it's quite possible.
There was a couple of random things that are actually going on that I was just like, you just do that with magic. I remember like this is just like like inconsequential here, but she was walking around for a while without shoes. And in my head, I literally said, like, bro, like your whole costume is pretty much magic based. Why don't you just, magic?
Why don't you?
Why are you walking around with I literally had that thought. Like, you are one of the strongest magicians, witches, like planet or otherwise.
She literally willed a guy's mouth out of existence, but wouldn't put on shoes.
Barefoot. Did you notice that entire fight that she was bodying people barefoot?
Barefoot.
Like, yeah. Okay.
You got your ass beat up by a house mom, bro.
Real talk though. Real talk. She literally left her crib with her kids and said, "Time to body a whole organization of like 4-year-olds."
Let me just go out to lunch real quick. Ate them niggas up.
Slight work, bro. I mean, it was
a shame.
wild.
Now, you know, last bit of respect I want to put on it is kind of what Jugga said. I'm happy they didn't go the Harry Potter route where they just used magic as colorful beams. Like, everything that man was doing was magical as fuck. Like he said, nigga took some sheet music and turned it into musical weapons. Like, that's crazy. Magic, bro. You can't explain that. That's magic. And then another thing is like, so they put some respect on comic book Doctor Strange. Like in the first movie, it was like, okay, yeah, well, he messed around with time magic, like, all right, but like real Doctor Strange be tweaking off them demons for real. And that's exactly what he did in this movie. He was like, you know what? I gotta win. I'm about to make a contract with some wild shit, do some necromancy. I don't matter, bro. I'm not taking the L today. And like he just be really doing some shit where you would stop and be like, yo, Steven, you sure, bro? You about to summon a dead body in a different universe? Yeah, bro, I got it. Wild, bro. Hey, if some demons come attack me, bro, just keep them niggas off me, bro. Like you get to doing shit where the souls of the dead attack you for fucking with the natural flow of things. I'm like, this dude not a hero. He's a solution. And
as another side note, like as the more we talking, the more I'm remembering, but them demons were low-key funny, bro. Like how they were laughing throughout. I don't know if like people call it, but they had like them little chuckles that just like, bro, we could low-key just effing with you. Like we could be doing something else right now, but we gonna have some fun. Like that was literally the kind of laughs they just constantly had. It was like, well, it was real good, bro. And even when they started effing with Scarlet Witch, like, you ain't gonna do nothing to my guy Doc Strange. Like it was low-key kind of funny.
Yeah, that was some petty ass demons.
No, they were. They definitely were.
Yeah.
That
movie
definitely pushed the envelope of PG.
I guess the last thing I don't like with the Illuminati is that I was hoping some of them were still gonna be alive, so you know we could like theory craft. But I mean, it's a multiverse, so as long as they open the door, I guess that's the biggest thing that matters. But I mean, some of them characters like who played Reed Richards? Buddy from the office, Jim from the Office, played Reed Richards, and I was like, damn, he actually rocking Reed Richards pretty well as far as like, you know, how he looked with the character and stuff. And I was like, yo, let's play with this. And it was like, nah, we're just gonna body this kid in. I was like, okay. And then how they brought back my homie Professor X just to be, it was like
fucking body.
But anyway, right? It was like, come on, man.
They kept
like,
that
literally like the theater I was in.
Did they give him the poof?
No,
they fucking snapped his
What she ended up doing, like crack it, snap.
Oh damn! I thought they gave him the Jean Grey poof where he was in that bitch and just fucking dusted.
Which was for bodies, bro. Like everybody.
Yeah, she was not playing
the whole movie. Oh yeah.
Did she get her kids at the end or no?
No.
All that.
After brutally murdering the Illuminati, she pulled up on her kids and was like, "I'm about to murder your mom." And they ran. I was like, "Bitch, you're scary."
And she was like,
right? Get some help. Get some help.
It literally took her kids
and stop.
Get some. She was like,
okay. They should have just rolled it up into a commercial at the end. Like one of those hotline commercials.
No, real talk, that would have been
right.
Wow, that would have been wild if they did like one of them disclaimers after the actual movie, like even before the credits, just be like, bro, if you see yourself, you know, low-key tripping, like
if you see your
numbers, like
murdering an alternate dimension
form, kidnapping your kids, you're
off that shit.
Please see some.
All right. They tripping. All right.
That's all.
I'm a high speed past the next couple topics. I'm running out of time. So we'll skip the anime one, but you can talk about the Xbox real quick, Gramps, if you have anything to say.
That wasn't me.
My bad. Go ahead.
That was me. Who I was just gonna put on some
quick respect. I got.
At this point, you can
kind of like
bump into. they there now.
So not
I got at regular prices, and so far I'm enjoying it. It's literally just like having another
a regular Xbox,
except it's just way fast. Yeah, them graphics. That's it. Super quiet.
Turn it up.
Decent. All right, on to the anime segment. So, from our tournament from last month, I guess, we did most racist character. So basically, I'll go over the list one more time, but really just go around who was each person's top two and why. As far as the list goes. So just real quick, so that I know what the audience chose, and we can call that out. The audience winners for the most racist character was Uncle Ruckus at number 1, Frieza at number 2, and Toby Rama at number 3. So the total list of characters we had was Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, Nash Gold Jr. from Kuroko no Basket, Goblin Slayer from Goblin Slayer, Eren from Attack on Titan, Toby Rama from Naruto, Zoro from One Piece, Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks, and Fire Lord Ozai from Avatar. So, who were y'all top two? I know we voted as a group, but I'm curious who y'all put at the top and why.
Goblin.
I can go.
That's my number 1.
You can go, Gramps.
Yeah, I was basically saying Goblin Slayer. Easily number 1 for me. Number 2. Number 2. I'm gonna say Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was mine. Like literally, I was gonna say maybe Frieza.
Yeah, that was. I was on the edge.
For number 2, I still keep Goblin as number 1 because I mean this mother effer, like he literally sleeps, awake, eats, drinks, Goblin. I mean, like there's just literally nothing else on his mind. Like you can't be more racist than Goblin if you think about Goblin 24/7 in a negative light. I mean, it's just that's literally how he just lives his life is Goblin. The only reason I would consider putting Frieza as like before Uncle Ruckus is because he actually played out the genocide. I mean, he actually did it. You know, so I mean, it's like, wait, what?
I was going to say the only reason I wouldn't put Frieza over Uncle Ruckus is because of Dragon Ball Super. If Uncle Ruckus was in some type of Squid Games type of bullshit and it was all other black people, I could not see that nigga doing a tug of war, for example, and making his team win if he had black people on his team because he was like, I can't let these niggas win. So that's why I think that he would have at least toppled over that nigga Frieza just a little bit in terms of more racist.
No, that's arguable because Frieza's definitely worked like hand in hand with Goku a few times in Super, so you're not wrong. I mean, Uncle Ruckus, like talks to Grandpa and everything. I mean, Granddad and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he has like some sort of relationship still with black people. But I mean, that's why I was kind of on the fence there. But I mean, you make sense though. I hear you there. But if anything, then yeah, it's probably still my same too. With the Frieza as a close third, but definitely Goldman number 1.
I want to be a Goblin Slayer. Look, Slayer, then he might come close. Name no more. He's just a Goblin Slayer, bro. Second, I think a lot of people sleep on.
Yo,
they were accepting nothing less than ethnic groups. Them niggas went as far as to kill the moon. And at the end, he said, "Fuck you, kill." In the Earth Kingdom, mind you, most of the Earth Kingdom is already
colonized by firebenders.
They didn't get no fuck, boy. That nigga,
wow.
Nick came out the blue saying Ruckus and Toby Rama the only right answers. For that.
Cat Toby Rama.
Fire Lord, a different type of racist. Fire Lord, a different type of racist. I forgot he killed the moon spirit.
Good point.
For my two, I think if I'm being real, yeah, I mean, like y'all convinced me on Goblin Slayer, but when I had first saw this, I would have to say Fire Lord Ozai is up there, one of them. I don't know if he's first or second for me, and then it was Frieza was the other one, and Tobirama were like my top three. But I would say top two, Frieza, I would say it's Fire Lord Ozai and Tobirama. Only because I would put Frieza over Tobirama, but like you guys said, I felt like Super is where I really lost respect. I don't even know if you can lose respect for someone's racism, but basically he wasn't keeping the same energy with that shit, bro. I would have been like, if they trying to bring you back to some shit, I would have been like, hey, bro, bye. If he was really standing on his racist shit, you feel me? Like, fuck it, I ain't helping y'all. So that's kind of what killed it for me. But to me, Tobirama never came around. I don't even think at the end when they brought this nigga back to life, he was still like, I don't think he had any faith in the Uchiha. So that's why I'm like, he still stood on that shit at the end. And he was ready to, he was ready to up the blame on their ass as soon as he got summoned. Like, as soon as his brothers were breaking out that shit, he was like, oh, we killing Uchiha? Yeah, I'm ready.
Something in my
because all you niggas is hating on them, but like, bro,
Uh-oh.
was right. Them niggas unstable, bro. They gotta
go.
Damn.
I'm done.
I mean, so here's where I can agree with that. The nigga Toby was basically the one who was running that shit from the jump. But at the end of the day, it was another Uchiha who was actually running the shit that he was running. So it's like,
nah, I'm sorry. I'm Cap. I'm calling Cap. Itachi was there. The thing is, see why I feel like that whole argument unfair is that we only really seen 4 Uchiha, bro. Like they literally massacred an entire village of regular Uchiha.
But you gotta realize. Basically, most of that major war at the end of it was because of Uchiha niggas. If you think about it,
y'all tripping.
Really?
Them niggas.
So if somebody said,
so if it wasn't for Toby, would the war happen?
What do you mean?
Ooh.
Look, you're talking about okay. So you're saying Toby started? Yes, I can give you that he started the war. What I'm trying to say is, so like you're just saying he's right because one crazy Uchiha went and did some stupid shit. That's all I'm saying.
No, but that nigga was the puppet of another Uchiha though.
Right?
Actually,
yes.
Made the war even worse.
Two of the
war ended if the nigga Madara never came back.
Crazy.
Look, all right. I'm not going back and forth about it. All I'm gonna say is Tobirama, I feel like we didn't get to see the depth of his menace. Like I felt like from what I saw was still light because I still didn't see this nigga as Hokage. And I felt like when he was Hokage, the Uchiha was really feeling that shit, bro. Like really feeling it.
For a gram of weed when he was on Hokage, bro.
Right. I just feel like
when we were actually legal.
Right.
When we were legal.
I felt like there was a level of contribution he did to creating the Toby and shit that we just don't see behind the scenes. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's bold, bro.
That's all I'm gonna say. How did that other Ninja War start? Do we know?
Probably
some Uchiha shit. It was Uchiha versus the fucking what was the name of the other player? Senju?
No, that was the first one. I'm talking about the one that got Rin killed. That was another war they were in.
Oh.
Who started that shit?
It was probably an Uchiha in the background.
The Stone Village started that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was kind of petty in the past. I mean, they're the ones who. Wait, were they like the first ones who ended up hiring a Katsuki or something like that? I just remember that random fact. But Stone Village being on some petty-ish, low key.
And what happened with Rin? A nigga with a Sharingan killed her.
Ooh.
I'm done with
y'all. Something about them red eyes.
Something about their eyes, bro.
To help your.
I'm done with y'all, bro. These dog whistles are racism. I'm gonna have to go ahead and move past that, bro. Y'all tripping. No, that's the thing though. Like some of the stuff people were saying, just to call this out before we move on. Some of the stuff people were saying in like the little responses like that I throw out on IG to some of these like reasons why somebody wasn't racist. I was like, yo, y'all borderline dictators. Like Aaron did, like some of the Jaegerists in the chat talking about Aaron did nothing wrong. I'm like, y'all really okay with a nigga committing mass genocide just because some bullshit happened in his life? Like y'all must really be on Wanda's side for some bullshit.
Every nigga that said Aaron wasn't wrong.
That's still an understatement. Wait, what?
Any nigga that say Aaron wasn't wrong definitely would have been on Hitler's side, bro.
Right? Like, yo, wild. I was like, whoa, all right. Y'all really caping for this nigga. Like, yes, I get it. He definitely had a sad upbringing, but does that warrant killing everybody? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, y'all. Some of the lines y'all draw over these feelings, I'm a little bit like, yo, I'm good. Don't keep them away from me, bro. Keep them away from me. But yeah, all right. So I'll skip past that real quick to the what anime character we drag 1v1. We can just make it rapid fire. For me, Takamichi, drawing that nigga. As long as he can't summon no help, I got him. In the manga, might be switching it up now, but Takamichi, for where y'all at in the anime, definitely dropping that nigga. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that nigga Rocklock from My Hero Academia. that nigga getting his ass whooped by a high school girl. I'm definitely whooping him all day.
Ooh.
You want to go, Jugger?
No, I mean, honestly, mine was the same. I was trying to think of others, but Takamichi was just the easiest.
Okay, I got a couple niggas I'm gonna knock the fuck. Hinamaru from Hinamaru no Sumo.
Bro, wait. What are you saying? Knock the fuck out, as in like y'all boxing, or are y'all niggas doing sumo? Y'all, it's a sumo match.
Nigga. It don't matter, bro. I'm bodying this nigga. Sumo, hands, however he wanted, bro. However he wanted. All right, you know, members of the podcast don't believe me, but these sumo niggas really lightweight, bro. And any of my fellow linemen out there, D1 and up, trust me, y'all know, bro. We'll body these little niggas. I'll body this nigga Hinamaru, bro.
Bro, I'm putting Leapfrog on your ass. He gonna take you out.
I can't beat him, bro. He built different.
The heart.
If I ever see a nigga get that low, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I don't want no smoke, bro. He different. Rock Lee, I will knock that nigga out. And this is Rock Lee with all his powers. You want to know why I'm gonna knock that nigga out? Because Rock Lee can't beat nobody but himself. I'll whoop that nigga.
Really, nigga?
Wow.
Really,
Trash.
nigga?
He'll find a way to lose.
Bro, like, what the fuck?
Go ahead, bro. Just go ahead. We don't have to unpack this on a later podcast. But go ahead.
This motherfucker said 8 gates.
Hey, and the last controversial Mikey from
Tokyo.
Bro, are you joking?
There's no way. There's no way.
Quick explainer.
Go ahead. Cat.
Bro. I see this nigga Mikey get dazed
with a pipe. We
talking a buck no muscle. On 3 of them.
With a
big.
With a pipe.
He with a pipe. He's not getting
Back up. This nigga dead. I'm killing my.
Bro, but he got sneaked though, man. You were talking about 1v1. Do you not remember the kick he dropped after that?
I sneaked that nigga too, bro.
No. What?
I'm not
what?
fighting Mikey.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to. That's what the 1v1 is. Any day, any setup. We're not talking about particular setups. That means any setup of this fight. Yeah, but what I'm saying is any alternative. So snake is one option, but also straight up. Like, of course I could snake Takamichi, but I could also drag that nigga hands up. That's what I'm saying. One kick to the throat, it's over.
I think my arm is longer than his leg.
Wow.
That's just it though. His leg was strong enough to knock somebody out while a whole body was on it. This mother effer ain't regular, man. And don't forget, he's straight psycho. He will kill you. Like, he will do anything it takes too.
I'm going off the same logic as
sport. No racist, dumb
kind of little. He's slinking around, little ass middle schooler. grown man, bro. I'm not.
If he hit,
I think I could beat that nigga.
Wow.
Get 3 of them
off. That's
to be unpacked at a later podcast. I'm done.
I can.
all right, go ahead.
I'm done. So we'll wrap that up. Jump into the manga real quick. I just jumped to My Hero Academia. Thoughts on the Dabi versus Todoroki fight before we close it out? Good, bad, worse. I did not understand what they were talking about with this, like how his fire power works.
I think animated, the fight's gonna be just like beautiful and dope, for a lack of two better words, based on like just the art and the actual fight itself. But I will say, at least me personally reading it, I wasn't able to, absorb, minus the, grand thinking of it anime. But within the moment itself, it was just kind of whatever to me. Which is a little disrespectful, because I mean, again, I see like the potential via anime, but it was more just like, man, actually seeing it itself. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, like, as far as like the actual moves as such, it's still, I mean, like, long story short, the gist of what was happening wasn't able to translate to me personally as far as to what was happening and why. So I kind of like skipped those kind of impacts that I think the artist was trying to give us, and I'm just kind of waiting for the anime. I mean, again, I'm gonna watch that fight animated. That would be dope.
I think that this kind of goes to what I was saying a while ago of like, I think that he actually has like the most broken quirk. Like, if we kind of look at it, his body works for his quirk, and he can, in theory, put it out infinitely, which makes his quirk actually stronger than One for All, if we're being like, fair about it. But I think the idea is that he has turned his ice into like the fourth state of matter. That's how I look at it scientifically. It's like, this is ice, except it behaves like fire, which does just like a state of matter. So it's like having plasma.
You talking about plasma, my nigga?
Yeah. So he just has like plasma ice. Because it's fire that freezes. What is that besides plasma ice?
I've never heard of plasma ice, but okay.
I mean, that shit real.
Right, yeah, that's
sure. Wait,
okay.
No, I mean, I was just agreeing with you. Like, I'm not saying like, Axe Plasma out there. I'm just saying like that's pretty much, the concept of his power. But that's wild to think about, though, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a bit weird. And I think that, whatever. It's the first time I've ever seen it. So hey, good job on being kind of original, I guess.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'll fuck with it.
My thing is, I just felt like yeah, outside, now that I kind of understand it, it still didn't make that much sense, but okay, fine. My issue with Todoroki has always been the same, which is that this nigga is always about giant ice walls. Like, this felt still like a giant ice wall move. So I was just like, I'm sure it's going to look fire in the anime, but to have a fire and ice character, I'm like, bro, I'm very disappointed that what amounts to Todoroki is just giant walls of fire and giant walls of ice. Like, creativity. We got characters like Gray and Fairy Tail, a shitty anime that has more versatility with his ice power than this guy does. Like,
absolutely.
I expect more. Like, he did this sword move, but once again, that sword move I didn't see the sword in that move before he did the final punch. He did like this movie called Ice Sword or some shit like that. I didn't really see the blade part of what he did. So I'm just like, it's very like raw and not in a good way. Like, I feel like you could spend more time developing the power. Even look at what his dad's able to do with the Hell Spider. That's a very like finite, controlled type of move that he's doing. And I just see big ass fire blast, big ass ice blast. I'm like, what are you doing at UA for real? Like, what are you really training? There's no refinedness to his power.
One thing that I was disappointed with the fire ice thing that they did, if they'd have made it act like fire in the sense of like, let's say I light something up with my cold fire, it will continue to freeze and that freeze will spread like a fire does. If it did that, I'd be like, yo, this is kind of cool. And it would make sense to go against Dabi because even when you aren't attacking him, the area is constantly being refrozen. That would be cool. But it was just kind of like all y'all did was give him a ranged ice blast and called it cold fire.
All right.
you like you said, you could do way more. Even in the series itself, there are people that do way more. Why is this it?
Right.
He's really just the same nigga he was at the first tournament. Except he calling that blue fire.
big facts. Like I said, go hard in the anime. But as far as reading this, it was lackluster. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what it could have been, in my opinion, for a fight that they've been seasoning and two characters that I've been watching and expecting a lot from over time. I feel like I got my payoff with the other two sort of ish main characters. I feel like with Deku, we've seen some of the payoffs of his power development. With Bakugo, sure, you can say like I have my issues with his power, but character-wise, development, that rival statement, that was a big payoff for his character. Todoroki I've always been waiting for this moment from him, like when he's gonna get his big, this is why he's there. And this does show why he's in that group, but it's just like still kind of like just feels background to me. It doesn't feel like the author really took his time making this a highlight. It just felt like he was like, all right, cool, this is the fight that we got to end it on, and then we did it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fine, but there's so many different routes this could have gone, so many other things that could have been showcased. I felt like that he just kind of opted to giant ice wall attack with this fire move that doesn't really explain a lot about why it works. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Is it me, or does it feel like a lot of these big time shonen are starting to be like, fuck it, they'll explain it in anime? It's like they half writing their manga.
Right.
The animation will clear this up. I'll be feeling that with Black Clover, with My Hero.
I agree. Jujutsu Kaisen is another big one for me, where a lot of that shit don't make sense up front, and then I gotta rewatch. Yeah, then I'm like, or read the wiki, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I get what's going on here. But yeah,
I mean, it may be the start of F and Demon Slayer. I mean, F around. They were like, oh, Demon Slayer literally became the most watched show and movie in the country. Let's do what they do. Just a thought.
I'm gonna just add one little bit on the fight. I feel like I would have enjoyed the fight a lot more if that nigga Dabi would have just turned into dust. Because we know that this nigga is over here putting out fire that is way too hot for anybody's actual body to ever be able to endure. We saw that the nigga all of his skin was being kicked off of his body in the first place or whatever. So I feel like if that nigga Todoroki would have came up on his ass, did his little final attack, and then he just fucking turned into dust, and then just turned into a big ass dust cloud and fucking scattered away, I would have been like, yo, that's real right there.
I had to fuck my head up as his brother though.
Because but the thing is, it would have been so the only thing that's happening is that nigga's just putting his fire out. The nigga's already dead or whatever, because he done cooked himself by putting out all of this fire or whatever. But all he did was just touch him, and he just fucking turned it to dust because he was already done. He was just fucking that big ass torch at that point.
Because my thing about the idea of saving Dabi is absurd, because like you can't save that nigga. He getting jail time for life. He will never get a chance to redeem himself. He's killed too many people. He's gonna die in prison. Like, send that nigga to hell, bro.
Yeah, and didn't they say that the only thing that was keeping him alive was his emotions and shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like he was technically already dead. So I feel like it would have been said if the nigga would have died, if he would just turned into dust.
True.
No, I agree.
At this point, could. I mean, fuck. If anything, he should be dead right now. If around.
Exactly.
Bro, if it's my brother, I'm sending that nigga out, bro. I'm like, fuck it, bro. You ain't about to spend the rest of your life in that prison. Barely can move as a burnt nigga. I'm gonna get this nigga out of here, bro. I'm killing him.
Yo, quick question. So considering that the nigga can make ice, especially if ice is the biggest way he made, can he make a huge ass thing of ice and melt that shit and turn it into a giant tsunami?
Should.
If he
with his fire,
good.
I don't know if he. Oh no, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he should be able to.
With stress, yeah, you can make that work.
But that nigga not good though, so.
Yep.
That's
big facts.
A lack of talent. Got the strongest quirk in the game in the week.
That's the problem. He has talent, no hard work. That's the thing. He doesn't put in any effort. He literally just show up and like, yup, ice wall.
I'm gonna throw big ice wall.
Zero creativity.
Right.
Literally, that nigga got beat by fucking Stain because he was like, "Damn, my ice wall won't work." Guess we lost.
It's over with.
Guess we lost. Fuck it.
All the
All
niggas
right.
gotta do is watch Mortal Kombat. Yeah, at least get a couple moves off that shit.
Right.
Watch some Sub-Zero.
Ice clone. That'd be so hard.
Just get
Right?
hits, bro.
Yep.
Right?
Like real talk.
He done, bro.
Get that machine gun. I mean, that machine gun head martial arts, bro. Uraraka could probably slap him.
I can't go off on that tangent. MVPs and Goofies.
Set it up for you, bro.
I know I can't. I'm running out of time. But for my MVP, I'm giving it to Motaji. I just started reading this new delinquent manga called Sugarless. That dude is just he gives off big nigga energy, bro. Like they're all competing to get like the top spot at this school. This for half the series, this nigga was like, I don't even feel like fighting. And he does like wrestling moves, which is fucking hilarious. Everyone else is boxing. The first time he shows up, he does a brain buster on a guy. Like, and I've never seen that where a nigga just fucking suplexes a nigga or wrestles them in the delinquent manga, but I'm fucking with him heavy. He's funny as hell. And then for Goofy, I'm giving it to these two platinum main characters. I'm still early in the series, but I watched the episode where Evil Dude invites everybody to a stadium to do some shit. And then these two guys show up and are basically trying to fight him. That whole shit was dumb, bro. Like after a point, I got their first part, but after that first part was over, the shit they were trying to do to get people to come out, and I was like, bro, do this in a different place. A, meet us XYZ, or B, I'll hit y'all niggas with a text as to where to meet us. Like, stop trying to have all this shit in the stadium, talking about, oh, reveal yourselves. The moment I saw them get finessed the first time, and then they come around and like, hey, reveal yourselves so we know and we can team up, I would have just left the fucking building. Like, y'all niggas are gonna die. They were so fucking stupid, bro. They pissed me off. But that's it for me.
I'm trying to think about a Goofy right now.
All right, I'll go real quick. I'm gonna start off on the negative note. I'm gonna say my nigga Ichiro Oda is a Goofy for right now, not because of the Looney Tunes shit, but because in the past, I don't know how many months ago it was, or it might have been last year or some shit like that. That Oda definitely said, "I'm not trying to make Luffy to simply beat Kaido with some type of big punch." What that nigga do?
Oh, he actually said that.
Big punch, bro.
Hey.
Big ass punch. I'm like, bro.
Bingo.
Going back on your word, G, you a Goofy. So that shit that shit pissed me off. But
receipts, bro. That's
exactly. and then as far as my MVP goes, I'm gonna give it to Google for their latest IO event that they had, because these niggas are displaying some shit that's going to be top notch. Just one of the features that they have coming out, you basically would be able to control F everything around you or whatever. They were showing off this new technology where, like, let's say if you're walking down the aisle in the grocery store and you show everything that's in there, and you say, all right, show me everything that's like net free, high rated dark chocolate, and it'll show all the specific items in that aisle.
Get out of here.
This nigga's stupid as hell. But they definitely have a lot of nice features that are going to be coming out sometime soon. So I was fucking with that.
My MVP,
Doctor Strange, because
he be having to deal with some
real through. And my Goofy is Wanda, because she murdered multiple people
in multiple dimensions
for some kids that never existed. How about you just make your kids the regular?
There it is.
What if that happened?
It'd be crazy, right?
There it is.
Some niggas a hit. She famous.
You famous.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a good Goofy. I should have made that my Goofy. For MVP, I'm gonna make it the Spy Family anime, and then by subsequent Anya Forger, because she's just funny and low key, like a really good glue to their family unit, just based on how she just does things in general. just really feeling that show right now as far as one of my wholesome selects this season. As far as Goofy Fuck, I honestly don't have one other than Scarlet Witch like P5 already had. As far as a separate one, shit. What's a good one right now? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of like after that cliffhanger with Black Clover, I kind of like real salty that they took a break. So you know what? F it. I'm gonna make them Goofy from not coming back sooner. I'm kind of thirsty for it.
I support that.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Sorry it was a short one. We'll catch you on the next one for maybe a little bit longer, but see ya.
Until next time.
Goodbye.